Now you're finished with the protein section and you'll move on to dairy. In the dairy section, you're going to begin by comparing milk with various fat contents. You will utilize Activity 7. Activity 7 contains 4 laminated pictures of different milk varieties. The first is of fat-free milk, the second 1% milk, the third 2% milk, and the last is whole milk. Use these laminated pictures to compare the nutrition facts labels on the varieties of milk. Participants will see that the fat content goes up as they move from skim milk to whole milk. Each laminated picture of milk contains information about the nutrition facts and ingredients on the back. Use this information to help participants compare fat content and also compare calcium and protein amounts. Participants will be interested to realize that calcium and protein stay the same as they move from the various fat contents in the different milks. So they can choose a lower fat milk but still get the same amount of calcium and protein as they would if they chose whole milk. You will also utilize 2 pictures from the Your Prop folder for this activity. The pictures include a picture of Lactaid and of almond milk. Some participants may not be able to have dairy and they may wonder what their options are. We advise that participants choose an option like Lactaid since it has the exact same properties and nutritional value as milk but with an added enzyme for easy digestion. While almond milk might be a fine choice, it's not comparable to dairy milk, and so if they're looking for the calcium and protein of dairy milk, Lactaid is their best option. The last prop that you will utilize in your discussion of milk comes from your pop-up bin, and it's a carton of chocolate milk called TruMoo. Use this chocolate milk to compare the sugar content of this carton with that of the plain milk in the laminated pictures in Activity 7. Allow participants to discuss why this milk might have so much more sugar than the plain milk. You can also discuss that the sugar in the plain milk is natural sugar from the lactose, and participants might consider choosing plain milk as a healthier alternative to chocolate milk. So now you've finished with the milk section and you will move on to cheese and yogurt. The themes of discussion in the cheese and yogurt section are choosing low sugar options and buying in bulk. So you will start with Activity 8, which requires some props from your bin. These props include 3 containers of yogurt. You can distribute these containers to participants and have them check out the nutrition facts information to see how much sugar is in each container. Have participants divide the grams of sugar by 4 to get the number of teaspoons of sugar in each container. Also in your bin is an example of a teaspoon. Participants may not be familiar with this measuring size, and they can use this to get a better understanding of how much sugar is in each yogurt. Inside your toolkit, you will find 3 strips of sugar packets taped together. Each strip corresponds with 1 container of yogurt. Each individual sugar packet represents 1 teaspoon of sugar. Once participants have figured out how many teaspoons of sugar is in each container of yogurt, you can show them the corresponding sugar amount. So for example, this is 6 packets of sugar taped together representing 6 teaspoons of sugar, and this corresponds with the Yo Crunch yogurt. Once participants have figured out how much sugar is in each of the containers, they can see that the best choice is the plain yogurt. However, they might not like the plain yogurt quite as much as the strawberry yogurt or the Oreo Crunch yogurt. Allow them time to share their ideas about things they could do to the plain yogurt to make it taste better. They could add honey, or they could add their own strawberries. There are many things they can do to the plain yogurt, and this is a great time for them to share ideas. By now, participants are somewhat familiar with unit pricing from your previous discussions. Activity 9 is about cheese. It involves a discussion of buying cheese in bulk versus smaller quantities, and which one might be the better buy. It contains a laminated picture of a larger block of cheese and its unit price, and a smaller block of cheese and its unit price. Allow participants time to take a look at this picture and figure out which one is the better buy. Also in Activity 9, you will find a laminated picture of American cheese. Have participants take a look at the packaging and see what it says. They'll notice that it says that the American cheese is a pasteurized prepared cheese product. Then have them compare it to the packaging for the cheddar cheese. They'll notice that the cheddar cheese is just cheese. Then have participants flip the images over to the other side and compare the ingredients. They'll notice that the American cheese has many more ingredients than the cheddar cheese, making it a more processed product. If you have any participants that do choose American cheese, after your discussion of why it might not be the best choice, allow them time to come up with ideas about other cheese options they might choose. They might like American cheese for a grilled cheese sandwich, and you can suggest that cheddar cheese, especially the 2% variety, would be a great option for this. It's important to leave participants feeling empowered and not discouraged about their current choices. By now you have probably also had some discussion about convenience items and why they might be more expensive. Activity 9 contains a laminated picture of shredded cheddar cheese. Use this to compare the unit price with that of the block of cheddar cheese. These two cheeses are the same size, so you can equally compare their unit price to see which one is the better buy. The shredded cheddar cheese also has some ingredients added to prevent clumping. Take a look at the ingredients list and see if participants can identify ingredients that might be added to the shredded cheese that aren't in the block of cheese.